As I'm sure many of you know, this was the original training field for the militia. And what we do know about that morning, we don't know a whole lot. There isn't a lot of documentation, but what we do know is that Lieutenant Colonel Robinson and two other men arrived at the North Bridge in time for the skirmish.
I'm coming on this walk because I love Massachusetts history and I love to commemorate the event.
My name is Eric Pelletier, and I've been doing reenactments for about 4 years now. And
all right, so this hardtack was usually had by the soldiers while they were camping, and it's made out of flour, salt, and water. It doesn't have anything like butter or nothing like that, just so it can last a very long time. So
we're about the halfway point on the Colonel John Robinson Trail Walk, and this is the spot that we pause to have coffee and donuts. There is a legend in Westford that when Colonel John Robinson after the alarm rider came to the house and Colonel John Robinson left for the Concord Bridge, that Mrs. Robinson gathered the children together and started baking donuts. And the next morning sent 2 bushel baskets of donuts over to the troops at North Bridge.
It's halfway.
Yeah, so we've been running and bouncing balls everywhere.
Save the Boston cream for whoever made the request.
Hello, I'm Jared Forsyth. I'm here with Scout Troop number 23 from Westford, and I'm on this walk because I like learning about the history of Westford and the whole Massachusetts Revolutionary era. I went on this walk 2 years ago with my dad, and I really enjoyed it.
well, we just finally made it to the North Bridge, and well, it's the end of the walk, so I mean, it was a lot of walking.
Yeah, I am Torsten Malzer from Germany with AFS, and I'm staying here for a whole year in the US now. And I came with my family here from Stowe and marched all the way. We are getting up at 4 o'clock now and marching like 12 miles, so it's pretty tired, but I'm still excited for the march.
Lake Champlain region, and what brings me to Westford is I'm a state police diver. I scuba dive for the New York State Police, and almost 10 years ago I was diving in Valcour Bay, where there was a major British-American confrontation on the lake for control of the lake in the Hudson Valley corridor, and I found this cannon, and it was a cannon that actually exploded during the battle. There's a local man by the name of George Quintel. He lives in Lincoln, and he's done extensive research for the last 30 years. And he was connected with this Lake Champlain Maritime Museum, who I contacted when I found this cannon, and George knew the whole story. And that was a link to Westford, that actually this cannon had exploded, and George had found this pension record from Jonas Holden, who had described this cannon exploding on the Gondola, New York during this battle. It was an accident. It not only injured Jonas Holden, but it killed his friend, Lieutenant Thomas Rogers, who was also from Westford. And George had also found a monument. It's a monument because Thomas Rogers was never brought back here. I'm sure they didn't have the time to do that. Of course, they couldn't have the time to do that, especially in the heat of battle. He probably went into the lake. But it was a monument that was left by his wife in Westford in Fairview Cemetery. It says right on it, he was killed by the splitting of a cannon.
As a reenactor, one thing that one likes to do is try and get an understanding of what these fellows went through. And one way to do that is to experience the same things they did. Now, albeit a little bit different today with cars and paved roads, but it's a way of understanding a little more about the way they lived and what they had to go through in these early days of the Revolution.